Morgan is safely ensconced on his luxury yacht, that Meghan Markle has decided to produce some of her finest work. I reckon she does it to wind him up. You know, Morgan's on holiday. Let's make the old man choke on his fresh oysters. On a serious note, in the week when we should all be focusing on Princess Diana and her incredible legacy 25 years on, the global media is instead reporting Meghan comparing her marriage, this is unbelievable, to Nelson Mandela's release from jail. Now, today, Mandela's own grandson slammed Markle for equating the culmination of nearly 350 years of struggle with the celebration of her wedding. And if that wouldn't have got Morgan heaving overboard, this afternoon, this is just ridiculous, a new episode of Meghan's podcast Archetypes dropped with special guest Mariah Carey. Here's a teaser with a warning. Hope you're not in the middle of your dinner.
If there's any time in my life that it's been more focused on my race, it's only once I started dating my husband. Then I started to understand what it was like to be treated like a black woman, because up until then I had been treated like a mixed woman.
I'm now joined by royal commentator and biographer Angela Levin, TalkTV commentator Afia Hagen, and royal expert from the US, Kinsey Schofield. Ladies, welcome. Let's start with my friend Angela Levin. Is it me, or the majority of the British people, that are wrong? What is this woman up to? What is her motivation for continually, it seems, drawing attention to herself whilst kicking the very institution that has been long before her and will last long after? I don't get it.
Well, I think it's quite simple, actually. And it's not just the UK. It's happening all around the world of people who are seeing right through her. I think her aim is to get rid of the British royal family, without a doubt. And part of that is because she has to win. She fights and fights and goes on until she wins.
Wins what?
Well, she wins her battle. She didn't think she was well treated there. In fact, what it was, of course, was that she wasn't used to it. You can't change your country, change your family, change your job, come into something that's very unusual and decide within 5 minutes you want to make them modern and they should listen to you and she should be number one. They should make her very, very famous and concentrate on all her beauty and her brain and all the rest of it, without giving anything a chance. If she'd stayed there, it might have been helpful and had been sensible and fitted in, but she won't, because she wants everything her way all the time.
If I could bring in Kinsey Schofield from America. Thank you so much for joining us, Kinsey. The Americans are famous for loving the royal family, and I don't even know why I did that accent. Just explain to me, When this, I mean, the New York Post today, Toddler and Tiara, has made it pretty clear what they think of this woman. Are American people's views of her changing? Are they supportive? Because today she's played the race card again.
I do think that they've changed because America is really struggling right now with inflation, gas prices, politics. I mean, everything is so polarizing. So when Meghan Markle, sitting in her mansion, goes on TV to complain about becoming a princess and having all of this attention and this platform given to her by her in-laws, I do think that perception is changing in America, and we're a little bit more critical of her. After the Oprah interview, we all sympathized with her. We wanted to take them in. We wanted to protect them. But we talked about that a year ago. There's no reason to continue on with that story. What does she have to say? What are her morals? What are her values? And what are her objectives? We need more from Meghan than continuing to obsess over the past.
I completely agree. Afia Hagen, I know that you see it differently. I appreciate you being on the show. What I don't get about Meghan Markle is, are we saying that she didn't realise what she was marrying into? She seems very, to me, to be dead set on this course of destroying, in her mind, the royal family. She seems to have a very high opinion of herself. And if you, as Angela said, you judge the global reaction to this, there's real anger. Real anger.
I think there's faux anger, to be honest. I think actually what Angela said was right. She wasn't used to it. Absolutely. She's changed jobs. She's just got married. She's had these huge life changes. Marrying into the royal family, it was a huge thing for her.
But she always wanted that. Did she always wanted that? She was outside Buckingham Palace eyeing up the royal family years and years ago. Do you not go with the people who say she had this completely laid out? This is a plan to get with this boy who's had all sorts of issues and has, as we all know, had problems, right? I mean, Prince Harry, right now in the United... I mean, I was watching something today. They were saying these two should be stripped of their titles and sent away. How can you still trade on something that you spend almost every day slagging off? That's what I don't get.
Look, Meghan Markle is talking about her experiences. When you talk about playing the race card, that's unfair because there is no such thing as playing the race card. She, as a mixed-race woman, is talking about her experiences, which affect her every day. Unfortunately, you can't choose that. So it's not playing a race card.
All right, OK, we know it.
No. It's about talking about her experience.
All right, if it's about her experience,
and Kinsley finished, so I'm going to finish as well.
Okay.
It's about talking about her experiences. As you asked, do I think that she planned every moment of this? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't think she has that much free time.
Who
and I
do you think
there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time reading between the lines where there is nothing to read. She gave an interview with the Cut, and headlines were extrapolated from that.
That's nonsense to say that. She's been absolutely ghastly. Her timing has been totally inappropriate. When Harry's grandfather was dying in hospital, and she knew and Harry knew, they'd been told she had 2 weeks or 3 weeks to live, she still went and talked on Oprah Winfrey Show. That is disgraceful to upset him and upset the Queen, because her father was dying.
I agree. So let me... You say I said about the race thing, and if there is any form of racism, you know me, we've known each other a long time, in any part of the world, disgusting and wrong. But here's what I get. She's that up her own, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, backside. She has the temerity to say that my wedding to a prince, and I take Kinsey's view, in the middle of a global economic recession where families are struggling, she says, and I quote, me getting married, I was told it was as important as Nelson Mandela. His grandson today says, who the hell does she think she is? Come on.
That's, again, we also need to talk about the way this feature was written and the way that a lot of these quotes have been... Angela, I let you finish, so I'm going to finish as well. A lot of these quotes have been extrapolated for their own kind of generating their headlines. What she said was, a cast member of The Lion King said to her... She is not comparing herself to Nelson Mandela.
Why mention it then?
All.
Exactly. Why mention it?
The cast member of The Lion King said to her that this moment in time was like that. She's not comparing herself to Nelson Mandela.
And
actually, if you read the next line, it says she knows that she's known Nelson Mandela.
Okay,
she's not comparing herself to that.
Let's bring Kinsey back in from the US, desperate to speak. Kinsey.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but I just have to stress, Meghan Markle is a savvy woman. She has gone through press training. She's gone through royal press training. This is a woman that knows how important sound bites are. The writer even acknowledges that she speaks as if there's a Bachelor producer living in her head. She knows what these reporters are going to take away and turn into headlines. She knows the talking points, and quite frankly, she is so important in the United States that she could say this is off limits and this is off limits. Meghan knows exactly what she's saying and what she's doing. I think the woman is very intelligent. So I think it's silly for us to say, oh, she had no idea that people were going to pull certain headlines. She is very skilled and very savvy and was probably some PR guru in another life.
Conniving.
Well, can I just say, all of us would agree, and this is what really winds me up, Afia, right? Tomorrow is 25 years since the Princess Diana died, OK? The tragedy that rocked the world, right? Her 2 sons left without a mother. You cannot convince me, we could sit here all night and say that yet again Meghan Markle's timing, don't tell me it's a coincidence, she wants the world to be talking about her instead of Diana. That's her problem, that is it.
But she sees herself as Diana number 2. She sees herself as an alternative Diana. She wears Diana's perfume. When she was with Harry, she was saying that all sorts of things, that she's very close to Diana. Harry said he thought his mother they would be best friends. I mean, she's planning herself to be another Diana because she thinks she's like her, because she also felt that she was treated badly. Of course, she wasn't. It was a whole different sort of...
I would love to know.
And she loved the royal family, but she couldn't cope with it.
I would love to know, Afia. Yeah, you can, but can I just say this? I would love to know what Diana, Princess of Wales, would have made of Meghan Markle. I agree with you. Yes, Afia, your shout.
Oh, I can answer now. Thanks, Angela. You know, I think it's really disappointing, actually, that this has all happened around this time, because I would love to be talking to you more about Diana's legacy, about 25 years since she passed, about where we all were when it happened,
Yeah.
about, you know, she was a fashion icon, she was an icon of philanthropy,
Yeah.
about the legacy she leaves
But you
behind.
keep saying finish.
I think,
You've just made the worst point. Why has it
happened?
happened? Because Meghan Markle has let it out now. And you cannot fear, with the greatest of respect, she is savvy, Kinsey's right. She knows what she's doing. She has released this, The Cut, and that ridiculous podcast, however many millions she's paid for that, on the eve of the death of his mother. And I am astounded that Prince Harry does not have a pair big enough to say, "Oi, love, that was my mother." Come on.
But he's got no courage to say anything against her. He will lie because he doesn't want to upset her. She would just let her do everything, and she's made a total wreck of him. I spent a year and a quarter with him. Hang on a second, if you could. I spent a year and a quarter with him, and he's totally changed. He's just become resentful and aggressive, and she's taught him how to hate his family. He got on very well with Prince Charles. They had their problems earlier on, later on, they were very compatible, and she's just destroyed him. And I think he's up a terrible, terrible situation at the moment.
At the end of the day, he's a grown man, she's a grown woman, they're a married couple. I'm pretty sure that they had discussions around the timing of the release of the podcast. You know, you don't know that, Angela, because you're not in their marriage.
With respect, answer the question. Do you not think the fact that it was released on the anniversary, almost the eve of the anniversary of Princess Diana's death, shows complete disrespect and absolutely nails in most people's minds what a manipulative woman Meghan Markle is?
I have to say that when it comes to Meghan Markle, she cannot do right for doing wrong.
Then shut up and don't say anything.
Whenever she released this podcast would be the wrong time. Whenever she gave the interview to the Cut or any other magazine would be the wrong time.
All right, let me just say...
Also, the Queen is so ill. She's
I agree.
96. Why do it and upset the Queen?
Here's what I don't get. Kinsey, if I could bring you back in, I've said this from day one since they went to California. My old man worked for the royal family. I have a strong affiliation, but I'm also intelligent enough to know there are two sides. When they both said, and I quote, and I've said this to you before, Afia, we don't want anything to do with the royal family, we want to go. I went, do you know what? Fair play. Go to California, have your life, have your kids. But when you get on a plane saying the press intrusion is disgusting, and the minute you land, you sign a $112 million deal with Spotify, when anything you do is actually a dig at the royal family, and your timing is seemingly always fantastic, no wonder people in this country and across the world are cynical.
I mean, I can't argue with you. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have an incredible platform. Prince Harry could be branded as a Zuckerberg or a Barack Obama, a thought leader. I'm not saying he's going to be a president, but he could be a thought leader. But if they are obsessed with their past and they can't move forward and they don't have any original ideas, all they're doing is hindering themselves. They have got to stop attacking the British royal family, and they have got to find their own identity.
Afia?
I actually think that's what they're trying to do. You know, when Meghan's talking, when she's, let's take the podcast Archetypes, where she's talking about the different words that are used against women. And yes, she does talk about her own experiences, but she's talking about new topics as well. You know, Serena Williams retiring. She's going to talk about producing television and films with Issa Rae and Mindy Kaling. I think, yes, that is one way of them moving forward and moving forward from their past. And I actually do agree with Kinsey that they need to do that they need to produce new content.
People that put you where you are.
Look, I think when it comes to them attacking the royal family, there's lots of people that will read between the lines where there's no lines to be read between, and will extrapolate the headlines that they want to generate the content that they want to cover the newspapers that they want.
Afia, if that's the case, you will not convince me that she doesn't know that people will read between the lines, that she doesn't know that every time she opens her mouth, she's going to get a reaction.
But look, if she talks about the royal family, if she talks about the royal family, then it's, oh my goodness, how dare she talk about the royal family.
We'll talk about
If she doesn't talk about the royal family, why would she not reference the royal family at all? At the end of the day, it's literally this simple. Meghan Markle and Harry cannot do right for doing wrong.
That's their own fault. Final word from you, Angela Levin.
Well, when they left the royal family, they had everything they wanted. They had a big house, they had lots of money coming in. They then had 2 children, 1 of each. They were so happy, 16 toilets. Mandela didn't have one in his 27 years of being in prison. And they should be happy, but they're full of bile and nastiness and horror.
I will appreciate everybody's opinion. Afia, yours, certainly Kinsey's, yours, Angela, as well. I think what's really interesting about the British people, in fact, the people across the world will make their own minds up. For me, Yes, of course she has a platform, and yes, of course she has a right to talk. But I will not be changing my mind that the timing of Meghan Markle's outburst via podcast